All right, still the nation's number one talk news and sports radio station, 99.3 Nigeria Info. Welcome to the Big Hard Facts. Today, Monday, June 24, 2024. And the very much awaited conversation on the issue of cholera. And, you know, I'm that person that I'm the person that you don't want to be a family member of, because I will always say, I told you so. I told you I'm that person. At least Tunde can attest to that fact. I told you so. Because I remember a few months ago, I was talking about open defecation and squeezing my face and screaming so loud. And everybody was just like, it's Lagos. That's how it is. Have you seen the number of cases for cholera? Do you remember what the doctor said when he was in the studio about the people that sell the gala in traffic, the people that sell your water? When they do their business, do they wash their hands? And for me, I think the biggest slap is the fact that we totally forgot about all the things that COVID should have taught us. I'm just yeah, we forgot about washing our hands, doing clean things. COVID has gone, we've forgotten about it. Anyway, I told you so. The doctor is in the studio. He's back with us. Dr. Doyin Odubanjo is a public health physician. He's also the Executive Secretary of the Nigeria Academy of Science and former Chairman, Association of Public Health Physicians of Nigeria, Lagos chapter. Doctor, it's so good to have you join us in the studio. I'm very excited to have this conversation because we have an opportunity to squeeze this information back into, let's hope, that we will paint the goriest of pictures so that people understand how bad. I mean, it sounds funny, but we really need to take heed, like the Bible will say, lest we fall.
Yes, good to be back, and your introduction.
I wish you came on a good note, but
I mean, it sounds like the prophet who says, "I told you will die." Now you are dying.
Well, I'm not a prophet of doom, but
I did say prophet of doom. Only, but you sounded like that. And,
because when you're having these conversations in isolation, people don't really get the picture. Especially when we talk about open defecation, we talk about cleanliness, personal hygiene. People just be like, beg, you still enter a bus. I'll tell you what, I went for a run one of those days, and then I wanted to stop in one supermarket to buy something. Right. But then I saw, me, I like dogs. So I stopped to say hello to some cute puppies. Right. And as soon as I was done, the person that was running with me just said, she just brought out wipes. I said, where did the wipes come from? She said, clean your hands before you walk near me. But you would easily just say what nonsense it is, but it's important.
Yep, it is important.
But let's start with talking about what's at the core of this cholera. For those who do not understand, cholera is a waterborne disease, right?
Yes. It's caused by bacteria, and basically it means that primarily, feces is mixing with your water and food somewhere. So directly or indirectly, there is they are crossing pathways. So directly will be the kinds of things we're seeing. People sitting down and pooing right in the middle of the road. We're seeing those things, and I started a conversation with some people a while ago, and they said they are appalled at the fact that not even hiding. Do that direct point of water source that some other would use, and that could be very well be bottled. That could very well be put in your pure water somewhere, because again we have a lot of unregulated water sources. So I was discussing that with some people also, and I said, as long as we have too many water sources, we will have diarrhea diseases problems. We can't guarantee what people are drinking, and therefore also what they are eating. So if you go to your restaurant, your favorite Mama Put, which is now in the English dictionary,
I stopped it because you know me, I love it. I love a little bit of street food, but I resigned.
Well, the bad part, I actually went to one of the top range fast food restaurants around, a while back, and the guy served me my rice, and then to get me the plantain, he had stuck the fork in, and that usual practice, he then used his finger to release the fork. And I just opened my mouth, and I said, what in the world?
Did you just put your hands in my food?
Yeah, did you just do? And the guy was like, what? I said, my friend, I'm not taking that plate from you, And then I told him, I said, on top of that, get me your manager. So he was thinking, what's wrong with this Oyibo man now that it's causing all this
Really, Oyibo man.
I said, I must see the manager. So I had to tell the manager, I said, do you know what just happened here? This is a top range place. I said, and this happened in my very before, as we would say, you know. So what's going on behind in your kitchen? If
Could
this
be
can
worse.
happen in front of me.
Could be worse.
The manager understood and just said, keep that plate away and get him a new one. But left to that guy, he would have said, oh, God, it's not a problem now.
Deal.
You know, and that's what's happening to us, you know. So we, I said that because even Mama Put is not alone. You know, so Mama Put, you are there or in a restaurant and you take a plate, the food is cooked. So if you cook, you kill the bacteria. But what happens when they wash the plates?
What water do they use?
What water are they using?
Oof.
You know, so we have a whole lot to do in terms of ensuring that people get it right. Now we'll say government. Yes, I agree, government, but can we start by just doing the right thing?
Well, let me put government on the spot first before we start talking about our own personal hygiene, which is very important.
Right.
The reason why we have, or let me ask it as a question. Why do we have boreholes? Why do we have to dig our own boreholes today? Because when I was growing up, we had water board.
Right.
In fact, I said it some days ago. I still have water board water in my house in Calabar. It's still clean. You can drink the water from the tap. It's that clean. When you bathe it, the soap doesn't disappear because of the too many chemicals that they use in treating the water. But if we have this conversation, can we really remove government from it? Because one of the reasons why we're where we are is not because of the government.
I would agree with you. I'm only saying it in the sense of if we're going to fix the current crisis, we have to fix that by ourselves first. But on the medium to longer term, we have to get back to those things where we can guarantee the water source to start with and guarantee the distribution. So when everybody is digging their wells, digging their boreholes, we have a problem. Because we also have all the, what do you call them, for the waste,
Yes.
And there has to be a distance between that your waste collection point and your well.
So, but how does the toilet cistern join to where we're digging our water, our wells and our boreholes? How does it connect?
Because there must be a distance between those two things. So where your toilet waste water and everything collects must be at a minimum distance from where you put your well and all of that. But who's regulating that? So if everybody's digging there, and I mean, years ago I was telling somebody, I said, and if I did it right in my compound, if I did it right, am I looking over the fence? And where my
who's to say that the next person's water system is not next to your borehole?
Exactly. And who's to say his own waste disposal point is not next to my borehole, which are done all right in my compound. So the problem, like you rightfully said, is that when we're all left to ourselves, we'll have chaos eventually. So ultimately, we have to get back to taking control of the water supply, making it centralized, where we can guarantee what's going out to the people in the first place.
Aside from the water, let's talk about our personal hygiene, because the last time you were here, we advocated for public toilets, a thing that has fast disappeared in Lagos.
Yes.
And I know that Lagos is our primary abode, but then if you look around the country, really, do we still have those things anywhere? Really? And for you who travels a lot, how often do you see it?
We don't. And for entrepreneurs, that's a business opportunity.
Exactly. And it doesn't
Except
even
that
have
land
to
is expensive.
it doesn't even have to be government operated. All you need to do is go to government with the idea and say, I have these toilets.
Right.
Tell me where to locate them.
Right.
Whatever they pay, I pay you a percentage.
Right. We even actually advocated then on this show the last time that all those public transport parks can operate public toilets that are clean and have the people pay to use them. People will say, oh, no, they won't pay once you put payment. I said, no, that's not true. I think on a good day, everybody wants some privacy. And decency.
Have you been pressed before? You will pay.
Yeah, exactly. So, and even these guys we say are doing it in the middle of the road, they don't care. It's because there's no alternative largely. So if there was an alternative that's clean and the price is not too much, they would pay for it. Most of them at least. We might have a few eccentric guys, but most people will do it.
I mean, if it's decent enough, why not? Especially when nature calls, you need to answer.
Yes.
But With the numbers that we have now, is there a cure for cholera? Let's start with that.
Yeah, yes, there is. There is. It's I mean, there is antibiotics to treat with.
But then there are a lot of people that are dying.
Yes, it's all about how quickly people report to the hospital. For instance, so when you have a diarrhea disease, most times people sit at home and they go, oh, no, I have diarrhea, and they start trying to manage that, and oftentimes wrongly too. So they sit at home until they're too weak to move. And eventually, if you're unlucky again, there's nobody around to help them. It takes a while for somebody to come and say, what's happening to you? I'll take you to the hospital. And again, we're afraid. What's it going to cost me to go to the hospital? So we don't want to go. We wait till the very last minute when there's no choice. And then they show up, and now you're fighting against time. You are basically trying to redeem something that's almost lost. So that's the problem we have. Almost the same thing, even when you had Ebola and people are talking about, no, it's not that people can't survive it. It's about getting to where you can get help quickly, realizing I'm in trouble here and I need help. So
yes.
even that speaks to our culture of seeking health care.
Don't even get me started.
So
me included.
So we're all quack.
Yes, we're always prescribing
and pharmacists and what have you. And people have all these medicine cupboards that we glory in our houses, and then we try A, if not, we
dispensaries,
try B.
personal dispensaries.
Yes, and then we mix A and D. And then after 3 days, they say consult your doctor. So
it's crazy. Well, if you're just joining us, the program is Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info. We're live, facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're also live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. If you are listening to us from outside of the country, you want to be part of the conversation, we're on Skype, we're Nigeria Info FM. But before we throw the phone lines open, let's talk more about this cholera situation. You've talked about the fact that it's mostly feces getting into our water.
One way or the other. Or our food.
Yes.
So we're eating feces and we're drinking feces. One way or the other. Primarily, that's what's going on.
I want to touch areas where, let's say, for example,
that's a bad way to put it.
The IDP camps. Yes. I want to talk about the IDP camps.
Right.
I want to talk about people who don't necessarily live in proper houses.
Yes.
I also want to talk about people who live in compounds. We have most of those places here in Lagos, those shanty areas that they all share one bathroom or one toilet, and half the time they don't even have. They live in homes, but they don't have public toilets.
They don't have toilets.
Right. So how fast can that spread?
Very, very, very quickly. And the problem with cholera is one of diarrhea diseases. There are many of them. Okay, so the problem with cholera is the speed with which you lose, your nutrients, and you lose water, and therefore get very weak, and therefore could die very quickly. So that's the real problem with cholera there, the speed. Okay, the intensity of the disease, of the diarrhea. Now, when you have those kind of concentrated situations like the IDP camps and all that, part of your emergency management of such situations is it includes even giving them the vaccine, because that's where you anticipate that there will be problems here most likely. So what are going to be our problems? We'll have water issues, we'll have waste disposal issues. So we go ahead of the problem to prepare for it by giving them vaccines. So we don't give everybody, every child, every adult vaccines for cholera like other vaccines that are given. But when you have that kind of situation, that's where you prepare your vaccines for, and you deploy them and you give them ahead of time to say, we know this is likely to happen here. So we don't want it to happen at all, because again, once it starts, then it's going to spread also very quickly here. So you don't want it to start at all. You don't expect it in your general urban community, normal life.
Yes.
You don't expect that. So when people say, oh, we've run out of vaccines, that's because it's not expected that you're going to be vaccinating 200 million people for cholera. No, we don't expect them to have that on a good day. They should do better than that. But the IDP and all these kind of situations is where you prepare that for. Yes.
They're more prone to. What are some of the quick ways to identify cholera in a person? How can I tell that it's cholera that I'm experiencing and not diarrhea, not any other waterborne disease?
Well, it's I would say that let's make it too medical.
Okay,
But
what are
once,
the most
yes,
simplistic things that you
the
can pick?
vomiting, the actual diarrhea, the intensity of that diarrhea, and then it's described as rice water stew. But again, don't try to, it's rice water. No, it's not rice water. Yes, it's rice water. No, it's not rice water.
Who's even going to be looking at it? You just know how you feel. Nobody's peeping to see what it looks like.
Yeah, so just know that, look, I'm having this intense diarrhea. I'm getting weak quite fast. I'm vomiting. I feel very unwell and all of that. Get to the hospital. Let them decide what it is. Don't play around with it. And especially in a situation where there's an outbreak also already, then you really want to get to the hospital. Don't say this is my normal stuff, even though it feels a bit more worse than before. Just go to the hospital.
Does it display the same way in children?
It's worse.
Huh.
Yeah, it's worse because they're children. Their immunity is not as strong as ours. The body water is not as much for adults. So extreme of ages is where you have most problems with diseases. So the elderly and the young children.
So is it advisable that when you have a child, you make sure that that child is vaccinated, especially if you live in a low-cost area or, especially if you live in those places that you don't have these amenities?
Well, it's not going to last for a long time. Whatever protection it gives you, if you get it, it's not going to last for a long time. And so it's almost like you are better off investing in ensuring, your hygienic environment. That's more guaranteed because again, how do you time when your immunity is really
you
low?
can't even tell, can you? But I was also going to ask that. I mean, what's the essence of taking a vaccine if you still live in a dirty area and you're still drinking water that's filled with feces?
Absolutely. Because even when we talk about immunity, which is what vaccination gives people, disease overrides our body systems. Generally, we have immunity. Generally, if you're healthy, you eat well, and blah blah blah. Generally, your body fights diseases. Many you never even get to know about in the first place. But then it depends on the quantum of the disease organism that you are exposed to. That's one of the factors. The intensity of the degree of exposure, how long, and all of that. So if you are being exposed all of the time, and you're being exposed to a lot of it all of the time, your immune system will get overwhelmed eventually. So it's better off to invest in creating that hygienic environment.
If you're listening to us, we're talking about the causes of cholera and how we can protect ourselves. But then my mind keeps going to the fact that where does water come from? And where's NAFDAC? Where's the Standards Organization of Nigeria? Because, doctor, these are the questions that we need to be asking. Especially,
tanker water here. The way the tanker water here, and then it's supplied. They're supplying.
Where does that water come
where's it
from?
coming from? Nobody knows. You just say, this is my tanker water person. Let me give you his number. You call him. He delivers to you. But where is he getting it from? We don't really know. So we have a lot to do.
There's no supervision.
Yeah. No.
I want to come back and then talk about government because, again, we have to leave it at the feet of government. Yes, we'll do our part. But who's supervising? Who has the oversight functions in making sure that water is gotten from the right place? The people who produce the water that we drink, whether it be for your dispenser or in a bottle or in a sachet. Do you know where that water comes from? I do not want to be spreading fear in your heart, but we need to worry about these things. We're live on Facebook and YouTube. Post your comments, your questions. When we come back from the break, the phone lines will be open. Dr. Doyin Odubanjo is in the studio with us. Stay with us.
Exciting conversation.
Is it a problem when you can't stop yourself from checking the social media?
So let me drop it for a day and discover that you can actually drop it, no problem.
Yes.
Then you're not addicted. You just have this bad habit of always pressing your phone.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen,
boys and girls, introducing the first of its kind in Nigeria.
The first radio just for kids. It's here at 101.7 Kids FM.
Are you serious?
Oh, yes.
It's going to be fun for kids on your airwaves 24/7.
Talking about from exciting games
Check.
to juicy gist
Double check.
and great music.
Super check.
All these and more on your number one PlayStation 101.7 Kids FM.
Don't be the last to join the train. Download the Kids FM app on your iOS or Play Store today and stay tuned on the go.
You can stream on our website at kidsfm.ng.
You can also follow us on all socials at kidsfm.ng and stand a chance to be one of the super kids.
On 101.7 Kids FM. Remember, it's no dull moments on Kids FM.
So tune in and stay locked on 101.7 Kids FM.
Let's play.
Let us dive into the heart of global affairs.
We go beyond the headlines and into the real stories shaping our world.
Why paying more than $200 million to have 1,000 Kenyan soldiers come to Haiti when we could use that money to train the police?
What you've done with your grief is actually to spread it and give it and turn it into the love.
This served Netanyahu because he didn't think Hamas would ever be a serious military threat.
Congo is a country with so much wealth. The people have been fighting to regain control.
From the corridors of power to the front lines of change, Borderline brings you in with analysis of the issues.
The U.S. has power over them. Most of them will steal money from Haiti and invest in the U.S.
Some people who support Sonko and Jumai, over half of them don't have a voter's card.
Sounds like Nigeria.
Join Ireti Bakari Yusuf on Borderlines as she engages with policymakers and thought leaders,
giving you perspectives and insights you won't find anywhere else.
Be part of the conversation. Join us live.
Your voice matters on Borderlines as we explore the complexities.
Every Friday at 4 p.m.
on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Stay informed, stay engaged.
Step into the conversation.
Maker, this one you sit down like this. I hope say no wala.
Nah man, now the money where they see for shop. Every time I check out, the money no dey complete. Even the one when I give them that ajo man, I never see him till today.
My brother, you know they keep money for shop again, oh, because anything fit to happen to him. Come oh, if they give goat yam, make him keep, he go chop and claim out. Bros, run go Davodani Microfinance Bank to open savings account and put your money inside. Make your mind cooler.
You mean Davido savings account?
Emeka, no chop your mouth. Now Davodani Microfinance Bank. You fit call am DDMFB.
DDMFB?
Yes, so with your new savings account, you fit use am request for loan to expand your business. That's now, if you run the savings account wella, you fit use your mobile banking app, check balance, do transfer, and buy airtime.
Share Davodani Day Alaba International Market.
Yes, so even other markets like Balogun Trade Fair, Computer Village, Okeare Market, Arena Oshodi, Boundary Market, Ajegunle, Ikorodu, Ojotaketu, Egbeda, Ada, and Oyingbo. For more to read, make you check their website www.davodanimfb.com. DDMFB.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Cloud Talk Concert is back! Be part of Africa's premier creative community. Come share your inspiration and experiences with some of Nigeria's best content creators, including Folagade Banks, Miss Dems, Lege Miami, Miss Wine, Jay On Air, and many more. With live music performances by Iomap, Magic,
if not 10 years, he could take
Bayani,
drop my money for me, yo. Pounds and euro,
and many more. Your host, Annie Olua. Cloud Talk Concert will take place on June the 29th, 2024. Time 5 p.m. The venue is Jewel by Ida, Hakeem Dixon Link Road, Lekki, Lagos. Register for free at www.cloudtalkconcert.com. CTC is supported by Teasers and Infinix. Cloud Talk Concert. Talk just got lit.
When that guy is on the Glow Night data plan, it's easy to tell because you get WhatsApp calls like this after midnight.
Hey, baby girl. See, without you, I can't sleep. Trust me.
Nah, so.
That beauty, it makes my heart buzz every time I see you. See, every time I hear your voice, the butterflies in my stomach lay eggs.
Enjoy more data to browse, stream, and download for as low as 100 Naira per gigabyte with Glow Night plans. Simply dial *312# to subscribe.
Glow Unlimited.
Here you go, dear.
Mom, you didn't add milk.
No need to. Taste it and see why.
Wow, but how?
Is it milky?
Very.
Is it creamy?
Yes.
That's Milo 3-in-1 milky and creamy for you. It's so milky. I don't need to add more milk.
I love it, Mommy.
Give your kids the new Milo 3-in-1. Milky and creamy. It's truly milky. It contains calcium to help your champ win every day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo! I am happy.
Hey, who carry ram where I type of backyard? Everybody for this house, come out!
What's happened? Ogamusa, why now?
I Ramo!
For this compound again. But wait, so Ogamusa, where you set for Sira?
Where I for Sira, ram where Adron Homes carry for my domot this morning, but plot of land where I buy for their estate.
Hey, even Musa said don't buy land.
No, be only land. I even collect 30% discount plus gift.
Yes, so Adron Ilea promo don't come again. Oh, you fit enjoy 30 to 45% discount on any land where you buy this season with an initial deposit of 100,000 to 2 million naira, and you fit pay small for 12 and 24 months. You go go and get gift items like big ram, big cow, bag of rice, refrigerator, and many more. This promo now from now till July. Terms and conditions dey. For more tori, waka go any of our offices or call 090-9393-4115 or 080-2461-8283.
Hey, Ade, so now you carry my ram.
Ade.
Oga Musa, I say make I help you wash your ram so that when you kill her, you go give me small for inside chop. Oh.
Everybody can fly now. With Value Jet, all your travel worries gone now. Make you relax now, because smooth and steady, always ready to be at your service. Oh, smooth and steady, always ready.
Value Jet. Wings for everyone.
The search for Nigeria's bravest children is on. The 16th Indomie Heroes Awards themed The Unsung Heroes is here. A CSR initiative powered by Duffield Prima Foods Limited. The Indomie Heroes Awards call on young Nigerians to share their heroic stories in any of these categories: social, intellectual, or physical bravery. Are you aged 15 and below? Visit heroesofnigeria.com to submit story of your brave acts. Entry closes by July 10.
Ladies and gentlemen,
boys and girls, introducing the first of its kind in Nigeria.
The first radio just for kids. It's here at 101.7 Kids FM.
Are you serious?
Oh, yes.
It's going to be fun for kids on your airwaves 24/7.
Talking about from exciting games,
check,
to juicy gist,
double check,
and great music,
super check.
All these and more on your number one PlayStation 101.7 Kids FM.
Don't be the last to join the train. Download the Kids FM app on your iOS or Play Store today and stay tuned on the go.
You can stream on our website at kidsfm.ng.
You can also follow us on all socials at kidsfm.ng and stand a chance to be one of the super kids.
On 101.7 Kids FM. Remember, it's no dull moments on Kids FM.
So tune in and stay locked on 101.7 Kids FM.
Let's play.
Ah, Naija, your spirit is ever high. Plus the traffic bus bus, you still go enter NNPC station buy fuel. We appreciate you. We value you. You are the reason we open our stations daily. And from all of us at NNPC Retail, we thank you, our esteemed customers. As a token of our appreciation, from June 24 to June 28, anytime you buy fuel from NNPC stations, you'll get a promo scratch card that could allow you win up to 5,000 naira fuel. Terms and conditions they shall.
Oh boy, where you they go now? Me? You know they hear radio? They go NNPC station straight. Make me sure for which win inside this promo. Oh yeah.
NNPC Retail. Energy for today. Energy for tomorrow.
Tell me which kind thing. Viva no fi wash away. Tomato paste or coffee stain your body. Viva go wash away. Chicken for your clothes now. All you need for Viva to wash away. Gentle for your pocket, gentle for your hand.
It's sharing news for Lagosians as the Lagos State Judiciary introduces e-affidavit, CTC legal forms and letters without visiting the courts. Now, all you have to do is to log on to lagoscommerce.lagosjudiciary.gov.ng. Click on Create New Account either for legal practitioner or private citizen. Now, here are 6 steps to get your affidavit. First is sign in with your email and password. Click on Depose to an affidavit. Select affidavit type and complete the form. Make payment online and upload signature. Call Commissioner of Oath via the platform like Zoom. And finally, take the oath. It's that simple. Swiftly get your legal forms, letters, and CTC stamped online. Hurry and visit lagoscommerce.lagosjudiciary.gov.ng today for a secure, durable, convenient, and verifiable e-affidavit without visiting the courts. This information is brought to you by the Lagos State Judiciary.
Looking for ways to save your data? It starts with your apps. Deleting unused apps helps, but there is more. Most apps have data saver modes. Activate them to control data usage. You can also go to settings to turn off auto updates. Lastly, close unused apps to save data when you ain't using your apps. These changes can make a big difference. For more information, visit your mobile operator's website or consumer.ncc.gov.ng for more helpful tips. Stay connected and enjoy smarter data usage. This message is brought to you by the Association of Telecom Operators and Nigerian Communications Commission.
5 Alive Poppy. So much pulp. So many ways to pop it. He gulps it. She chews it. He slurps it. Filled with pulp in every gulp, everyone pulps it their way. So, how do you pulp it?
Ladies and gentlemen,
boys and girls, introducing the first of its kind in Nigeria.
The first radio just for kids. It's here at 101.7 Kids FM.
Are you serious?
Oh, yes.
It's going to be fun for kids on your airwaves 24/7.
Talking about from exciting games
check
to juicy gist,
double check,
and great music,
super check.
All these and more on your #1 PlayStation 101.7 Kids FM.
Don't be the last to join the train. Download the Kids FM app on your iOS or Play Store today and stay tuned on the go.
You can stream on our website at kidsfm.ng.
You can also follow us on all socials at kidsfm.ng and stand a chance to be one of the super kids.
On 101.7 Kids FM. Remember, it's no dull moments on Kids FM.
So tune in and stay locked on 101.7 Kids FM.
Let's play.
Guy, what do you think about Euro's finest? For example, this Aston Martin. England's hottest. Small body, big engine. Like Saka in the box 18.
Saka!
Look at this German machine. Benzo. Tough like Rudiger.
There he goes.
Guy can stop the unstoppable.
If the boys are this excited, it must be Showmax, where football is made in Europe and lived in Nigeria. Catch Euro 2024 on Showmax Premier League. Subscribe now from 2,900.
New Lafarge water shield cement now confirm. #1 waterproof cement for Nigeria. Yeah. Ogbonge cement for waterlogged areas. #1 waterproof cement for Nigeria. Yeah. New Lafarge water shield cement #1. New Lafarge waterproof cement now confirm. One time. Put full stop for water wahala. With Lafarge water shield cement, water go collect. If water jam house, foundation and basement to call. No shaking. Ogbonge cement for waterlogged areas. #1 waterproof cement for Nigeria. Lafarge, not confirm. Cement, new Lafarge water shield cement not confirm.
Put full stop for water wahala.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your #1 station for talk. Let's talk.
Millions
millions of listeners trust us on Hard Fact. Whether it's politics, social issues, controversies, and trending stories, you know we're credible and objective.
It's Hard Facts
with Maryann Okon
on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, the program is Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info. 40 minutes gone into the conversation, and we're addressing the core problems associated with cholera. What really causes it? Well, if you've been following the conversation, a doctor in the house has been telling us that it's feces and mixing with your water. So it's either mixing with your water or in your food. Just the thought of it alone makes me shudder. But most importantly, we're going to have to talk about how we can stay away from this. How do you protect yourself? Maybe I should start. Wash your hands. Doctor, take it from there.
I would say we've spoken about water sources.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have much choice in that matter.
Mm-hmm.
But the choice you do have is what to do with water before you ingest it, before you drink it. In which case you can boil it. Go back to the age-old wisdom. Of boiling the water, and they had water pots in the houses. So you always step ahead of your need. Boil and put it in there, wait for it to cool. Whatever is in there, cholera is causing, they will all die.
And straining was very important. Because sometimes the water looks clean after you boil it, but then when you strain it, you'd see all the debris. Yes. That settles on the white cloth. I remember vividly.
My fear.
I grew up in the 1800s. Yes. I'm joking.
My fear is the cloth we will bring out.
You have to brand new white cloth. I don't know why we don't have these things anymore. We used to buy those white cotton cloths, and then just.
We decided that our grandmothers and grandfathers were not as smart as us.
They were smarter.
Yes. So,
I promise you, they were smarter.
So they did so well. With basic technology, appropriate basic technology, and they got it right. So if you boil, anything dies, anything and everything dies. So, but you can't, of course, you want cold water. Interestingly, those water bottles are short cooling.
Mm-hmm. And they were positioned somewhere in the corner in the kitchen, So every time you took water from that pot, it was cool.
Right.
I wonder what the magic was.
So we need to go back. They didn't have to pay band A electricity charge to drink cold water.
Let's not go there. Band A, band B. Let's leave it. But most importantly, we need to be careful how we ingest our water, what water we ingest, how clean our water is. Right. Do we need to start asking the people who deliver water to us where they get their water from?
Well, we can put them on notice by asking, but they are not likely to tell you the truth.
We'll tell them that we're going to be following you around by investigating where your water comes from.
But if everybody is asking, they also know they need to be more careful, because it means people are watching out to see where you get it from. So they will be more careful. But again, if I get it from now, give me the water, what do I do with that water? Before I use it and take it in.
Lagos, the phone lines are open. Ask the doctor or comment. 0201 277 0993, 0201 277 1993, 0201 277 2993, and 0201 277 3993. Send me a message on WhatsApp or join the conversation via YouTube and on Facebook, because we're live on those platforms. Let's go. 60 seconds is all you have. Hello.
Good evening, baby Maryann.
Good evening.
Okon.
Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good evening, the doctor. This is Godwin calling from Lakwe.
All right, Godwin, go ahead, please.
Thank you. I want to say well done, the doctor, and you, well done yourself. And I was almost taking the doctor up when he was trying to defend the politicians who have run away from reality and what is meant for public consumption, for our social well-being, now be diverted to their own personal well-being. Now, every year to year, there is provision for budgeting for water and whatever. How much of those amounts is it into you for the public use? Some years back, I remember going to go with bucket to
you have 5 seconds.
That's what we hate. So the government are the major cause of this thing, and if they are educating and providing the natural thing, I don't think.
All right, Godwin, thank you for calling. 60 seconds is all you have. Please stick to your 60 seconds. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Okay, good evening, Maryann.
Hey.
This is Pastor Ladipo from Salo.
Go ahead, Pastor Ladipo.
I want to ask your guest a question.
Go ahead.
Now, what is this that is going on? Exactly, where are really to the grassroots? Or the people at the top are the ones doing it themselves? Because from the look of things, like they are detached. It's like we are bound to the Philistines. We don't, everything that is just happening, they are not part of it. So I want to know, are they the one doing it, or is coming from the government direct? Thank you.
All right, thank you, Pastor Ladipo, for calling. Doctor, you want to respond to that?
Well, I can't speak for the government. However, I do know that Lagos State has quite a strong primary care system.
Well, yes, that's I can attest to.
Which is the one that actually reaches the grassroots. Again, it's difficult to reach everybody, but I can assure you that I know they do work. They work very hard. They're very best. And all of it, as we talk about, you use all avenues, including this radio broadcast at the moment, and there are those in pidgin, there are those in local languages, and do put messages out there, in forms possible. So I think that effort is on. It's not just about the governor commissioner speak. All of those primary care units are actually working hard to educate people. So that much I can say, but I can't say it beyond that because I can't speak for government.
Yeah. Someone says all the good things Jack Onde did for Lagos State, for example, good water supply. Tinubu and his successors abandoned them. Someone own even worse past all of them. You didn't give us your name though. Joseph here says, how do we test our tap or borehole water? That's to be sure that there is not mixing with PC.
They're actually laboratories that will test services. Yes. I know that when we estimate, for example. So the labs that test things. But do you also realize I bought some pure water sometime, to use. And
how pure is the pure water?
Exactly. I think that those are the more dangerous things. We assume that it's pure because it's so-called, pure. It's worse than the tanker water and all that because we assume that one is pure. But I realized you could smell. So those basic things where you can smell something, you can test something is a little off. Those are the things that, for you, your testing begins with you. The color is a little off. And all that, it smells a bit funny. Don't wave it away. That tells you that there's something wrong with that water.
It's not the soil. There's feces in the water.
Find a laboratory to be saying you are testing anything. So even your well water, your bowl water, looks off. It smells and all that.
Sir, that's general for Lekki water. All right, this one says, Maryann, as it is now, Nigeria can settle for anything called food, both home and outside. Okay. When a man is hungry, he or she will not remember how food was cooked. Doctor, what do you think?
It's almost like COVID when you said there's lockdown. People said I will first die of hunger at home, before COVID can find me on the street. So let me get out. COVID might find me, it might not. So hunger is a big enemy, that you'll have to deal with. And we're not saying don't eat. We're only saying take precautions. We're not saying don't drink. We're only saying take precautions. So whatever you get, the water you're getting, boil them. You can boil, so do that. We're saying if you're going to eat food, for instance, can you at least ensure that it's hot?
Yeah.
So the akara you used to buy in those days, it was coming from the fire.
And people say that, that the food, because it's fire destroys all of, that's when we had the H1N, that's the bird flu.
The bird flu.
People will say, we cook our chicken well, we do even do suya, we cook everything, all the thing that died.
Yes. Well, to an extent, that's correct. The problem actually is with the person who prepares it at that point. So you eating the finished boiled and fried product, you are probably better off. But that guy who is killing it, the killing the chicken and preparing it, is more at risk.
Okay, this one says, I want to read all the messages so that I can run to the phone lines. All right, let me go to Facebook Live. Someone here on Facebook Live says, living in a dirty environment and eating food prepared in an unhygienic environment. He's obviously saying that could cause cholera. And he's sending us this message from Afiku. All right, Namdi, thank you very much for your message. I'm going to go to the phone lines. I have just 2 more minutes. Let's see if we can quickly do this one. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Yes, thank you, Maryann.
Good evening. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
Burima is my name, calling from command. You see, as the doctor just mentioned pure water, you know what it reminds me?
What?
When people go to buy pure water, they open the freezer, they bring it out and put it on a dirty surface before they start looking for nylon to package it.
Very true.
Please, let people know about this.
Thank you very much for calling. It still boils down to what we're saying. Yes. The man who's selling the pure water in traffic, where's his hands been?
So that's the indirect pollution I was talking about. So you can have the pollution directly. All these people put in and win everywhere. But you can have indirect pollution. So the guy handling it, what happens with the handling?
So even the water in the pack can be clean.
Yes.
But the pack in itself, the person who hands you the water and immediately put it in your mouth.
Yes, and somewhere along the line, there's maybe, you put that, the nylon is in your mouth and all of that, and so those are issues.
Yeah.
And of course, we spoke the last time about those flies.
Oh.
So that's responding to the guy who talked about the unhygienic environment. So here you are eating, enjoying yourself, sweating where the food is nice, but the fly jumps on it. Where did it just come from? God knows.
And you cannot afford to, because that's the only money you have today to buy this food. And then you want to pour it because one fly perched.
So even initially that food was hot, good, but now it's cool. And this fly just landed on it. That's why the fly could land in the first place.
Because it's cold.
It's cold now. So, but what did the fly bring?
Germs. And sometimes they come right from the septic tank.
Yes. That's it.
It's terrible. Doctor, we have to let you go because our time is up.
And I hope I scared you enough.
Well, I really hope that Lagosians are listening.
Into doing the right thing, basically.
I hope so. But of course, we'll keep talking about this. We're not going to stop. I'll bring you back again. We'll talk
even
about
after cholera is gone.
Yes, we need to talk about personal hygiene.
Yes.
We've talked about open defecation. We're talking about cholera. We need to talk about personal hygiene. It's important for our overall well-being.
Yes, and the well-being of everybody else.
Around you.
Around us.
Absolutely.
Yes. Don't kill us.
I want to say thank you. Dr. Doyin Odubanjo is a public health physician. So say that this one is not roadside. Yes. And he's been talking to us. I'm going to bring him back very soon so we can talk about our hygiene. Thank you so much, Doctor, for coming to the studio.
It's my pleasure.
Yes. We don't have mama put for you, but good food is coming.
Yay!
We have to go for a break. When we come back, I'll be saying my proper goodbye. Stay with us, Lagos.
.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.